out as we go through the rest of today. Oh yeah, it's a lightning show already around Wichita. Plenty of those thunderstorms in between Wichita and also Newton. So if you are in these areas, just let this pass and then we'll start to see some bigger changes as the day goes on. Let's go ahead and continue to time this out. So again, around 2:35, 35, the interstates 135, all in the thick of things as we continue through the morning hours. By the time we hit the afternoon, we will have a little bit of a break in the time frame there. But all in all, the worst of it really coming in this morning. We get that break as we go towards about 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. So it's not going to be a washout of a day. It's just something that we are dealing with the morning. I will say that as we go into the late hours, maybe around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, we could do it all over again with a few more showers coming in. You can see some heavier rain back off towards Cheney. In terms of St. Louis, check this out. So I'm going to put this into motion. Not a whole lot of activity as we go through the morning time frame. So much different than Wichita, right? We'll start to see more of that action to the south, to the north of us as we head towards about 3 o'clock. But also remember, this is a model. So this bulk of the rain that cell there could move further on off to the north. So St. Louis, you could see that. But all in all, once again, we will have some dry time as we go throughout the day. And we will have the rounds of showers. So we're not quite out of the woods quite yet. Let's go to Chicago. This is already in motion as we go into 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. We'll take it, right? So nice and dry there, no problems. But look what's back off towards the west. Yeah, that's coming towards you. Look at Naperville. Plenty of rain coming in across the area at this point. 94, 294, Jordan. Looks like it's going to be a mess as we go into the evening.
Well, I know we have...
Coming up on this Hump Day edition of America's Morning Headquarters, how does...
Tracking that at this hour tomorrow.
I know. I feel like we should just have a button right there on your desk and I can just say, repeat.
That's right. Right?
Exactly.
Yep.
And now we're going to watch for things to drop
That's
one
funny.
off towards the south for today, guys. So we do have that outlook as well. And we can see it more in that lighter shade, right? So not that dark red, but with that said, there still is that marginal risk. There is a risk. You hear me? There's a risk that we could see the severe weather as we go in through the rest of today. It is possible in Birmingham, Atlanta, around Columbia, all those areas where you're seeing that pink coloring. So look at the water vapor, and we do have plenty of moisture still lingering across the south here. And with that, we are going to tap into all that as we go through the rest of today. Already, just like yesterday morning, remember we had those thunderstorms around Atlanta? Yeah, we could see that more to the north as of now. But again, plenty of lightning just to the south of Nashville at this point. And that's going to be the name of the game. We will continue to monitor this as we go through the rest of this morning. You want the sunshine, but you don't want the sunshine because you know what that does. Yes, that just destabilizes the atmosphere. So by the afternoon, oh yeah, we're really going to have the rumble of thunders coming in outside, and you're going to hear that for sure with that lightning. And we do have plenty of available energy to really tap into once again. So you can see plenty of the oranges and the reds out there moving through Atlanta. So this time is about 5 o'clock. So you're making your way home, right? In the evening, just be aware that you are going to have the rumble of thunder outside. Make sure you take cover. You, unfortunately, as we go throughout the day. Let's get that travel forecast in for you. And once again, we do have plenty of red on the map. Red's not a good thing. As we can see that potential for some strong severe thunderstorms to develop. We'll be dealing with the damaging wind and also the hail, the primary threats out there. But again, can't rule out an isolated tornado. Locally heavy rain. So with some of those thunderstorms, we will have plenty of rain in those and it will come down heavy. But look what we're watching now. Look at all the lightning strikes now back off towards Wichita. We can see it just south of Hutchinson, down off towards Woodward as well. So if your plans are where you have to get out there and drive in that this morning, maybe you can just wait till this passes, although it is moving very slowly. North of Independence, we are seeing some heavy rain there, some moderate rain. You can see some of the yellows coming in the mix. So this is what it looks like. So I widen out the view a little bit, and you can see not a whole lot around Omaha this morning, but up towards Marquette, we are dealing with some thunderstorms, some lightning across that area as well, and even off to the east of Denver as this continues to push on off towards the east. So it's really not going to be the best drive this morning, and it's going to be a dangerous drive. So once again, I emphasize, if you can kind of wait till these storms move, calm down, maybe lose a little bit of energy, that's going to be your best bet this morning, because you definitely don't want to be on the roadways with all that lightning going on. So as we move towards Chicago, this is going to be another spot. Chicago, Springfield, St. Louis, Springfield, all going to be in on this as we go through the rest of today as well. The strong severe thunderstorms, again, damaging wind, and also the hail. And with all that rain, we could see some localized flooding. So again, I urge you, if you can kind of just wait to see what happens as we go throughout the day, that's going to be a good thing. Now, unlike what we're seeing this morning in Wichita, we are on the drier side right now in St. Louis. So we'll definitely take that. But as the day goes on, we will start to see some changes in the forecast, unfortunately, right? We'll get more of that heating of the day. We have a cold front that's getting closer to us as well. Look what's happening south of St. Louis around 255, 55, Festus. We'll start to see some of the showers and thunderstorms popping up. St. Louis looks way better than Wichita, though, in terms of the afternoon and having more dry time, because you're drier this morning and you will have some drier time this evening as well. As we slide on over towards Naperville, this is what we have. So 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, still on the dry side. We'll take that, right? But then we start to see those showers and thunderstorms bearing down back off towards DeKalb. We're seeing that around Naperville, Joliet getting in on this, Waukegan, starting to see those thunderstorms really fire as we go towards 8 o'clock, around 9 o'clock as well. So just be on the lookout for that, Jordan, as we continue through the rest of today.
Yeah, and those will last likely through the overnight hours too. So you guys got to make sure you stay.
Mother Nature. We'll take it.
Right.
Next on America's Morning Headquarters, we'll highlight any trouble. Great show. Catch an all-new episode of Fast Home Rescue Sunday night at 9 Central, only on the Weather Channel. Jordan?
All right, let's talk.
90%, and I'm just being nice about that, left through the rest of the season. So coming up at noon today on Pattern, with many guests, and thanks to our virtual view technology, I'm transported to Chicago's Olive Park, where we will see some sun and some clouds for today. But you know what? Enjoy it now, because this is going to give way to some showers, some thunderstorms. And again, we're talking about the hail, the damaging wind. Listen, you hear it. You can hear all the rain coming in across the area. So that's going to be the biggest threats for today. So make sure you keep your eye. The Blue Jays and the White Sox game, that first pitch is at the Guaranteed Rate Field at 7:10 p.m. local time. So just know that, and know that we'll see if we get that game in. But all in all, we'll pick this up now around Naperville, around Chicago. Lunchtime, looking good. Not a problem there. Still on the dry side of things. So we will have some dry time. We have it this morning. We have it as we go into about lunchtime, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then as we go towards about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, that's when we'll start to see those showers and thunderstorms trying to bear down on us, right? But still well away from Chicago at this point. Then we'll start to see the bigger changes as we head towards 7 o'clock. Again, this is around game time, right? So we'll see if we get those in. I also want to point out the fact you can see some of the white there and some of those cells. That's the hail that I'm talking about. So we could see some hail move in through the area along with those damaging gusty wind. As we go into about 11 o'clock, that's when things start to wrap up a bit. But all in all, as I take you now, a live radar look around Wichita. It has been lit up this morning. Not the best time to be on the roadways, that's for sure. Look at all that lightning really covering around Goddard this morning, around Wichita as well. We can see what's going on in terms of heavy rainfall. So that's why we're speaking of the fact that maybe we could get some possible flooding before it's all said and done with some of those cells, the sky really opening up. As we go into about lunchtime, that's when we'll finally start to get a break around Wichita. So that's some good news. And we'll wait the rest of the day and into the evening to stay on the drier side. And then overnight, I'm not going to rule out the chance for maybe a spotty shower or two to move in. But once again, Jordan, around St. Louis this morning, at least we're on the dry side, but more thunderstorms will fire this afternoon.
Well, we know it's been.
I think like you have to rip that Band-Aid off, though. You know, so you have to dive that in and just be done with it. Let's check Wednesday morning front lines. All right, heat advice. Over to you.
All right, coming up. Again, for areas that are seeing it this morning.
Yeah, and where you have all those ingredients coming together down off towards the south as well. So we have plenty of moisture that we're working with and more severe weather on tap. So let's delve into that. As we can see across the southeast, it's a different color. We're not looking at the bright reds, right? But we do have that marginal risk from Raleigh all the way over towards Jackson for today. Mobile picking up on this as well. So we're going to be watching for damaging gusty wind and also that hail out there for today, and possibly maybe an isolated tornado. Cannot rule that out. Those ingredients really come together weather correctly. So this is what we have right now. Lots of moisture in the atmosphere still. As we look at that water vapor, we're looking at the grays, the whites, and the greens. And speaking of green, look what's going on just to the south and east of Nashville right now, north of Atlanta. We have that thunderstorm still lingering across the area there with plenty of lightning just to the north of Chattanooga. It's headed over towards Knoxville at this point, so not going to be the best go of it this morning for sure across this area. If you can wait for that cluster to kind of just die down a bit, things will be better for you this morning. But then look what happens. We will start to get the activity, the heating of the day. We'll start to tap into some of this available energy even more as we go off towards Alexandria, back off towards Jackson, New Orleans, Mobile, picking up on this, and even some spotty showers, some thunderstorms as we go into the afternoon around Atlanta as well. Today's going to be a day where you keep your eye to the sky.
It looks like the second half of the day is going to be much worse outside than it is this morning there.
All right, Jordan. So FlightAware reporting more than 4,800 delays and cancellations at the nation's airports on the 4th of July. Thunderstorms get a large share of the blame. Travelers should expect more of the same today. Chris Van Cleve with our partners at CBS News has more from Phoenix. News for sure. Next on America's Morning Headquarters, we'll highlight any trouble spots brewing in the tropics. So could your beach plans be at risk? Let's get out the door now in the south. All right, catch an all-new episode of Search Party with Brandon Jordan Sunday night at 9/8 Central, only on the Weather Channel.
That guy's so funny, man. He makes that.
A lot of the hurricane season to go. Coming up at noon today on Pattern with many community.
Right, so it doesn't go right far or whatever.
Again, I want you to be with me, and just like that, I'm transported from Kansas to Keener Plaza in St. Louis, where sun and clouds are on tap right now. But you know what? We do have some more showers and some thunderstorms in the forecast as we go into the afternoon, and unfortunately, some of those could be on the severe side. So we're going to be watching for damaging winds and also some hail. We could see some flooding. With that, we're going to be dealing with some puddles going on as well. So people traveling home from the 4th of July holiday need to pay attention to more than just the traffic as you go throughout the day. Make sure you do have that rain gear. You're definitely going to need that. But remember, when thunder roars, go indoors. You definitely don't want to be out and about in this for today if you don't have to. So let's start you out with St. Louis, where this morning we're looking okay around St. Louis. But as this goes into motion in the afternoon, we'll start to fire up some of those thunderstorms. And this is going to be the name of the game as we go throughout the day. As we head into about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, we can see the bulk of the activity to the east of St. Louis. But remember, again, this is a model, so this could be a little bit slower, a little bit faster. Just stay weather aware as you continue through the rest of today around St. Louis. Stay weather aware in Chicago as well. Around 1 o'clock, you're nice and dry. We'll take that. But how long does that last? And not so long, maybe about 4 more hours before we'll start to get more development back off towards the west. So we're going to see this around Rockford. Look at some of those dark colors, right? That red coloring. Those are some heavy thunderstorms dropping plenty of rain coming in. So Chicago, we're going to watch for that as we go through the rest of today. Waukegan as well. And this will go through the overnight into your tomorrow morning as well. And look what's going on right now around Wichita. You have been the spot this morning with all the lightning and, again, that heavy rain. When you look at the colors, you're looking at the yellows, the reds, the oranges. That's some heavy rain being put down in Wichita this morning. We will finally get a break as we head more towards the lunchtime time frame. And then it looks to stay that way. So we will begin to dry out nicely. That's some good news before more thunderstorms try to occur as we go through the overnight into your tomorrow morning. Oklahoma City, yes, as we go into the afternoon, that's when we'll start to see some activity for you. The bulk of it afternoon, evening time frame, overnight, that's when you're really going to be probably maybe waking up to some of the thunderstorms. Jordan, over to you.
Well, Lynette, you know what?
You're so gross, Abrams.
It is. Let's check out Wednesday morning front lines. All right, heat advisor.
All right, thanks. We'll be right back here tomorrow morning doing the same thing.
Exactly. So if you missed it, tune back in.
That's right. Repeat.
Exactly.
Repeat.
So as we go to the south today, we're going to see more of the strong severe thunderstorms on tap for us. As we can see some of the pinks here, so we're in a marginal risk here. We can see this from Raleigh all the way back off towards New Orleans for today. And we're also watching for plenty of moisture. You saw the whites out there, some of the greens as well. And that is plenty of moisture available in the atmosphere that we're going to continue to work with for today. Look at the thunderstorms that we're working with just to the south and east now of Nashville and to the north of Chattanooga. So really getting in on the thick of things there. 75 to Knoxville, not the best stretch as of now. If you can just hold off, because we are watching now look at this, we have a flash flood warning. This is for Hamilton County, Red Bank, Signal Mountain. You're all in on this. My old stomping ground there. This goes until about 11 o'clock. So we are definitely going to be dealing with ponding on the roadways. You know the drill. Do not drive through flooded roadways. We do have the available moisture and energy out there as well. And those thunderstorms are going to tap into it as we go into the afternoon around 3 o'clock around Atlanta. We're going to see this around Mobile, around New Orleans, and also around Alexandria, Jackson, all getting in on this. So again, stay weather aware. Keep your eye to the sky because it's going to be a bumpy ride as we go into the afternoon.
Here's a little smile for you.
Exactly.
Oh, by the way, we'll do it again tomorrow. We'll be right back, and I'll give you another rainbow tomorrow, too. All right, so let's travel, just kind of looking at it as we work our way through this upcoming weekend.
Yeah, I know. Not going anywhere anytime soon, unfortunately. So you have to keep it here tuned to the Weather Channel for sure. All right, so FlightAware reporting more than 4,800 delays and cancellations at the nation's airports on the 4th of July. Thunderstorms get a large share of the blame. Travelers should expect more of the same today. Chris Van Cleve with our partners at CBS News has more from Phoenix. All right, welcome back to America's Morning Headquarters, and we can see, look at these temperatures right now in the 70s, 80 in D.C., so you know we're only going up from there. It's going to be another hot day on tap for us, and then we factor in the humidity, the dew points, the measure of the moisture in the atmosphere. That's what you're seeing with these numbers here. 60s, oh, you're feeling it. It's very uncomfortable. Once we get into the 70s, just miserable out there, and that's going to be the name of the game. So our highs today, going with 91 in D.C., Pittsburgh 88, 87 in Buffalo, New York close to 90 degrees. So you factor in the dew points and it's going to feel like the triple digits in a lot of spots there. Look at the scorching car scale. Let's go to a lower number, shall we? Look at Kansas City, 77 degrees. After 10 minutes in the car, 96 degrees. And then after 30 minutes in the vehicle, look at that, 111. So make sure you look before you lock. Don't leave the kids. Don't leave the pets. Don't even take them for errands. Just don't do it. In terms of what's going on down off towards the south here, we have Florida and heat advisory across Florida. So that means that it is really hot because Florida really is always hot. And we can see that around the peninsula there. In terms of the temperatures here right now, we're looking at numbers at 77 degrees in Jackson, 80 in Jacksonville, 84 right now in Tampa, and Miami's coming in right around 86 degrees. In terms of the dew points, we have these numbers in the 70s, mid 70s. So very soupy air mass coming in, very tropical in fact. So it does make it feel like today 102 around Tampa and 103 in Miami. Steph, Jordan.
And with that said, more than
it's right there. It's beautiful. I have no idea. Let's stick on the beautiful weather for today, right? But
didn't get to bed till real late last night. Dog lover Lynette Charles. Can your dog do any tricks like throw away garbage, sniff out bugs?
Sit
for treat.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
So when I do that, he's like, boop.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah. Let's talk about what's going on, guys, as we do have that heat advisory here across the area.
Phone.
Yep.
Give us an
already.
idea of what's going on storm-wise. Yet again, rinse and repeat, huh?
Exactly. So we still have more storms down off towards the south for today. And you can see it's in the lighter pink. So we're looking at a marginal risk out there. But the bottom line is that there's still a risk. So know that we will see some damaging gusty wind if that comes to fruition, and also some hail as well. We're still dealing with plenty of moisture, that water vapor picking up on the white coloring and also the green colorings out there as well. And look at this storm now just over Atlanta. Yeah, some lightning going on, some heavy downpours across this area as well. 575 is not looking good as of now. You might want to wait to go out, but we're going to continue to watch these thunderstorms bubbling and firing up as we go through the rest of this afternoon, as we will get that heating of the day. It's going to tap into all this available energy. We see those thunderstorms blossoming and bubbling over Jackson as well. Stay weather aware.
Lynette Charles here talking about a little bit of a heat wave up in the Northeast.
Yeah, it's hot, guys. We have temperatures in the 90s, and then we have the humidity, so it's going to feel that much hotter for sure. Let's delve into it. As we can see right now, D.C., and this is right now, close to 90 degrees across that area, 87 in New York. Here are those dew points, the measure of the moisture in the atmosphere. Once you start to get into those 60s, you are feeling it, and 71 for a dew point in D.C. Whew, that's kind of off the charts there for sure. In terms of the highs today, yeah, we are headed to the mid-90s, I should say the mid-80s, around the low 90s, and plenty of spots. So this is where we pick up the scorching car scale, if you will. Let's start you out around Kansas City, where we have a lower temperature out there, 78 degrees. That's not too bad, right? But after 10 minutes in a vehicle, it's close to the century mark, and after 30 minutes in a vehicle, it is over the century mark. So make sure you look before you lock. Don't leave anything precious in there, your kids and also the pets. But this is what we have going on further to the south. Temperatures are in the 80s, the 90s, New Orleans. This is what we have right now. More of the same in terms of those dew points. Did you see the mid-70s around Jackson there? So yes, we are feeling with those heat indices a lot hotter. So we're definitely feeling like the triple digits. Jacksonville, 111 is what it's going to feel like outside. Let's talk about what's going on across the Midwest. Chi-Town coming in at 91. But this, my friends, is what I wanted to show you. Look at what that cold front's going to do. We are going to drop those temperatures. The deep purple, we're looking at temperatures highs 20 degrees below average and about 5 to 15 degrees below average, guys. And the dry air is coming in as well.
Huge. I mean, Chicago's goes from like the 90s to the 70s in 24 hours.
Exactly.
Amazing.
You're welcome.